When most people hear the name ICE, they picture immigration arrests. But that's only part of the story. Behind the name is an agency with multiple missions, thousands of employees, and responsibilities that reach far beyond immigration detention. To understand what it would mean to abolish ICE, you first have to understand what ICE actually does. ICE isn't one single department. It's made up of two major operational divisions. The first is Enforcement and Removal Operations, commonly called ERO. The second is Homeland Security Investigations, better known as HSI. Although they operate under the same agency, their missions are very different. Understanding that distinction is central to nearly every proposal involving ICE. Enforcement and Removal Operations is responsible for carrying out the civil enforcement side of immigration law. Its duties include locating individuals who are subject to removal orders, managing immigration detention facilities, transporting detainees, and carrying out deportation orders issued under federal immigration law. ERO officers also supervise individuals released under alternatives to detention, such as electronic monitoring or regular reporting requirements. Much of the public debate surrounding ICE focuses on this division because it is responsible for many of the agency's most visible enforcement actions. Supporters argue these responsibilities are necessary to enforce immigration law. Critics argue some enforcement practices have resulted in constitutional and humanitarian concerns. Those differing views are at the heart of the national debate. Homeland Security Investigations performs a very different mission. Unlike ERO, HSI investigates criminal organizations rather than carrying out routine civil immigration enforcement. Its agents investigate human trafficking networks, child exploitation, drug smuggling, money laundering, weapons trafficking, cybercrime, intellectual property theft, financial crimes, and transnational criminal organizations operating across international borders. Many investigations involve partnerships with the FBI, DA, Secret Service, Customs and Border Protection, and local law enforcement. In other words, HSI's work often extends well beyond immigration enforcement. This distinction explains why many legislative proposals do not simply eliminate every part of ICE. Instead, they often propose separating these missions. Some proposals suggest moving Homeland Security investigations to another federal agency, such as the Department of Justice. This would completely separate its mission from ERO. Others recommend placing HSI into a reorganized Department of Homeland Security, while creating a separate agency for civil immigration processing. The goal varies depending on the proposal. But the underlying question remains the same. Should criminal investigations and civil immigration enforcement exist within the same organization? Very few proposals argue that all of ICE's responsibilities should simply disappear. Instead, most proposals focus on redistribution. Human trafficking investigations would still need investigators. International financial crime would still require federal enforcement. Customs investigations would continue. Immigration laws would still need to be administered. The debate is largely about organizational structure. Which agency should perform each responsibility? And how should those responsibilities be divided?